Hello everyone, how are you? So today we would like to learn about natural science, and here I would like to teach you about how animals breathe. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Willy, and here I would like to teach you about how animals breathe. But before we discuss the material, I would like to tell you about what is breathing. So, breathing is the process in which living creatures produce offspring to perpetuate their kind. There are three main ways that living things reproduce, namely oviparous, and then ovoviviparous, and viviparous. And here we will explain to all of you what oviparous, ovoviviparous, and viviparous are. So basically, there are three kinds of how animals breathing. The first is ovipar, and then the second is vivipar, and the last one is ovovivipar. So the first is ovipar. Ovipar or oviparous is a type of animal reproduction in which the embryo develops in an egg outside the mother's body. Animals that reproduce by oviparous means lay their eggs outside the body and then the eggs hatch into new individuals. And then there is the characteristic of oviparous animals. Number 1 is reproduce by removing eggs from their body. And then number 2 is oviparous animals have mechanism to protect their eggs. And then number 3 is the embryo develops in the egg outside the mother's body. And then number 4, the size and shape of the eggs vary depending on their species. And the last one is they usually have 2 legs. There is the example of oviparous animals like chicken and then bird or even fish. Number 2 is vivipar. So what is vivipar? Vivipar or viviparous is a type of reproduction in which the embryo develops inside the mother's body until it reaches a stage that is mature enough to be born. Unlike oviparous, viviparous do not lay eggs outside the body, but instead give birth to living individuals. The next slide is the characteristic of viviparous animals. Number 1 is viviparous give birth to live young, not lay eggs. And the number 2 is during development, the embryo gets nutrition directly from the mother's body. And the last one is they usually have 4 legs. And then there is the example of viviparous animals like cat, goat, cow, elephant, or even giraffe, because they are usually have 4 legs. And then the last one is ovovivipar. So what is ovovivipar? Ovovivipar is a type of reproduction in which the embryo develops inside an egg that remains inside the mother's body until it hatches. After hatching well, 4 young are born. This is intermediate form between oviparous and viviparous. And then there are the characteristics of ovoviviparous animals. Number 1 is the embryo develops inside the egg, which remains in mother's body until it hatches. And the number 2 is the eggs remain in the mother's body until the hatching process occurs. And then the last one is after hatching in the mother's body, the child is born alive. The example of ovoviviparous animals, they are like chameleon, platypus, shark, or even snake. I think that's all what I can say about how animals breathe. If you're still confused about something, you may give your opinion in comment section. Thank you and see you next time.